I gotta wait till I need to be out of the car to do it.
You need room?
This is Leroy Rollins' channel.
What is happening, guys? Welcome to the video. It is early. As you can see, it's dark out. It is 6:33 as the clock is telling me right now. Just finished up with a client. I train them on Tuesday mornings from 5:45 to 6:30. So we're headed to the gym now. I thought today would be kind of a different video. We'd do a little Q&A style video. So I got a bunch of people to submit some questions through Instagram, and I'm just going to answer them throughout the video. First one, we'll get to it right now, and that is, when is your show? I feel like I've answered this a couple times on Instagram, but I don't think I've ever really mentioned it here on YouTube. First show is May 30th of this year. That's not the last show of the season, but that's the first one, May 30th, which puts us just under 20 weeks out. So yeah, excited, feeling good. But we're gonna head to the gym now. I've got some new pre-workout. The Dust Cotton Candy smelt unreal, so we're gonna try it out today. I'll give you guys a quick little review of how it goes from the workout. But anyways, let's head to the gym, back and shoulders, and get it done. What's up, people? Here we are, back and shoulders going down. Instead of just keeping the clips raw or doing kind of a workout discussion, we're just gonna keep answering some questions. Of course, as the nature of this video is a Q&A. So the first one I'm going to answer right now is what made me move to Kingston? So quick little background for those that don't know me, maybe don't know me beyond my bodybuilding self. My now fiance and I up and moved from our hometown to a different city, about an hour away, and that was kind of early summer of 2019. So we've been where we are living now for, I guess, 5 or 6 months, and things are going really well. And to answer what made us move, it was honestly just the desire for change. Most of all, there were other things that were weighing on us that obviously, furthered that decision even more. But the biggest thing was just wanting a change, wanting new experiences in a different town, meeting different people, experiencing different things. We'd both grown up in our hometowns our entire lives. I myself grew up in the house that I had lived in my entire life up until moving out with my fiance, and it was time for a change of pace. So we both switched careers, sold our house, up and moved, and didn't look back. And honestly, it was probably one of the best decisions we both have ever made. I can definitely vouch for myself, saying it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made from the standpoint of new experiences and meeting new people and furthering my personal brand and my business. And just all around, it was a good decision on both our parts, and I don't regret it one bit. Yeah, there's things that, I think I miss about home, even though it's really not that far away, but there's people there that I miss seeing on a regular basis. There's places I miss going on a regular basis, but we're not that far, in all honesty, so going home is really quite effortless, but we're far enough that it was a change. But yes, there's things I miss, but not to the point where I regret this decision one bit. Next one I got was, what certifications do I have, and how did I grow my team, obviously my coaching team, and my following, I assume, through social media is what they're talking about. And the biggest thing, guys, when it comes to growing your brand or growing your team or whatever you want to refer to it as, is providing value. And that's something that I've been really focusing on, and, especially when I up and moved and really wanted to grow my business, was providing information and value to people. There's only so much people can get out of you posting yourself working out or posting a selfie in the mirror flexing. That that doesn't give anybody any value. It doesn't provide them information. And if your goal is to help people and do that in the form of what I do, which is coaching people and stuff, you need to educate them. You need to provide them value, give them a reason to follow you, give them a reason to want to be coached by you. And you know, the rest will come. It just takes time. So that would be my biggest piece of advice, is to provide value and educate people and provide them with content that's going to give them value, right? Which keep saying. When it comes to certifications, I have a personal training certification through CanFit Pro, and that's a very baseline certification. When it comes to bodybuilding and stuff, there's no real certifications that you can get directly for bodybuilding, from my understanding, and a lot of the coaches that I look up to and that I follow, it comes with time and learning and doing your own research and education. When it comes to coaching athletes and stuff, it's a very individual thing. What works for one isn't going to work for another, and there's so many different variables at play that you just have to dive on in and start to work with people and experience that. And, you know, thankfully I spent 4 years prior to moving here and starting my own little thing. I spent 4 years as a personal trainer, so I worked with all kinds of people in person all day, every day, week after week, month after month for 4 years. So I already had a very baseline understanding of the basics of nutrition and health and how to work with people and that kind of stuff. And then when it comes to specifically bodybuilding, prepping for shows and that kind of stuff, that just comes with time and research. The amount of podcasts I listen to and research stuff that I read and people that I follow that I look up to, that, you know, goes back to providing value, people that I learn from and get value from, that stuff is just effort on my part. So that's kind of where I stand on that. There's no real big certifications. It's just diving in and doing your best to learn as much as you can, and that's how you'll get far. So yeah, anyways guys, let's get back to the video and hope you enjoyed this little section. Okay, workout's done. Unreal workout this morning. Super happy with how this morning's session went. Sometimes, guys, you just have those workouts that are like 10 out of 10s, and this was one of those sessions. Everything felt good, no aches and pains, energy was high, and just all around a good workout. Gonna answer another question right now, one that I've been asked. I was asked it on Instagram, but I'm asked like in person a lot, and that's why I train in like a hoodie or like a long sleeve or pants. And the answer is kind of silly to some people, but it's honestly why I do it. Gone are the days of, you know, wearing muscle shirts in the gym to like impress people, if that makes any sense. Like, now I just dress in what's comfortable, and typically it's my own like branded clothing, so I wear it for that reason as well, because it's my own stuff, and I like the little bit baggier, looser fit when I'm training. When it's super hot out in the summer and the gym's warm, then yeah, maybe I'll wear like a muscle shirt, you know, for the reason that it's extremely hot and it would just be super uncomfortable in like a long sleeve or something. But honestly, I just don't go in there now to have people like looking at me like, oh, like he's shredded or like he's built, because like I honestly, I'm not huge. I'm not like this all like 300-pound bodybuilder that's just jacked. That's not me, and I don't see myself that way. So I don't wear clothes for the purpose of people like looking at me and being like, oh, look at him. So yeah, that's why. Anyways, we're going to work to get some food and get the day started. Next question that was submitted is, what are my competitive goals in 2020? This is a lofty question, which gets a lofty answer. Honestly, guys, my goal this year is to turn pro. Simple as that. I want my natural pro card. Ideally, the plan is to get it through the WNBF, the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation, which is, you know, so the INBF through the States is who's affiliated with the WNBF. So my plan is to go down there again in May, which is my first show. I went down there in April after I'd won the overall in Coburg. I went down the following weekend, came second in a very competitive lightweight class. So my plan is to go down again, win the lightweight class, and then win the overall and get my natural pro card. Following that, plans are up in the air as to where I go next. You know, ideally I get my pro card and then compete in a pro show later in 2020, because when you get your pro card, from my understanding, you have to compete in a pro show within the first year, the first calendar year, to keep that pro status. And then after that, it's every 2 years. So I don't want to compete next year. That's not in the cards at all for me. So the plan would be to compete, get the pro card early in the year, and then late this year compete in my first pro show. Whatever happens there, happens there. Obviously, that's a big jump up in the caliber of athletes. So I'll be going in with very much open expectations to what could happen, but then I can keep my pro status. So yeah, that's the plan this year. There is here in Canada, in Toronto, in July 31st, I believe, is a natural IFBB pro qualifier. So you can get an IFBB pro card at that show, and you know, they claim that everybody competing there is natural. So I will be doing that show. I'm qualified for that. And then, you know, like you never know what can happen. Could walk away with an IFBB pro card there. I don't know if that's realistic for me, but we'll see. It honestly depends who shows up and how stringent they are with drug testing. That's part of the reason I go to the States, is because it's legit. Everybody has to do a polygraph, and then winners get urine tested, and it's minimum 10 years drug-free. Whereas here in Canada, the drug testing through the CPA, IFBB, is very hit and miss, and you know, that's where I kind of struggle with competing here. So anyways, that's the plan, guys. That's the goals for the season. So let's continue on with the day. We've got about 45 minutes until work officially starts, but you can see I'm here now getting my post-workout meal in, and then we'll get the day going. All right, guys, time for another question, and this is one I get asked quite a bit, and that is, what are my struggles on prep? Where do I struggle? Where do I have challenges? Where do I feel like I could just give up? Honestly, I don't really have any struggles on prep. And besides the usual that comes with prep, the being tired, the hunger, the fatigue, the moodiness, that's all par for the course. There's no way around that. Everybody that goes through a prep is going to deal with those things, and you just have to accept that if you want to pursue this avenue of dieting and getting ready for a show. There's no way that you're going to get around those things. So besides those things, I really don't have any other struggles. I genuinely enjoy the process. I'm hyper motivated when it comes to getting ready for a show and bringing my best physique and doing the work. I love it. I thrive in that environment, and I'm very grateful that I have a supportive fiance. My family is supportive, and I'm in an environment that is conducive to that. I'm not around people that don't train or don't work out or don't understand the lifestyle. So, you know, I can see where issues would arise if those things aren't in check. But thankfully for me, I don't have that. So when it comes to prep struggles, guys, they're basically just non-existent. Okay, time to eat. Beef, potatoes, broccoli, nothing fancy. And time to answer another question. This one is an interesting one because I kind of struggle with answering it because I don't really have a good answer for it. And that's how I stay so motivated. And this is something, guys, that I do what I do on a daily basis because that's who I am and that's what I do. Not necessarily because I'm motivated and hardcore driven to do these things. Yes, I have motivations to accomplish things and do well, but as with most things, motivation comes and goes. You know, there's gonna be days, and I have them, where I wake up and I'm amped and I'm ready to go and I wanna go tackle the day, crush my workout and do everything I can to put me closer to my goal. But then I have those days where, you know, the alarm goes off in the morning and I'm like I'm tired or I'm sore or, you know, I'm just not feeling it. And those are the days that are gonna separate you from achieving your goal and not. The days that when you're not feeling it, you still get it done, you still get up. You know, in my case, I still do my cardio, I still push myself in the gym, I still weigh out, track, eat all my food as I need to. And, you know, that's not motivation doing that. That's just habits. That's me, who I am as a person, as someone who, you know, sets a goal and does the things needed to achieve that goal. And, you know, you can't rely on motivation because, like I said, it comes and goes. People can watch a motivational YouTube video, you know, there's thousands of them, and they can get fired up for the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours, fired up for the rest of the day. But then, you know, that's gonna dwindle. And if you don't have those habits created and you don't have that kind of internal, you know, drive and focus, then motivation's not gonna help you. So that's my kind of long-winded answer. As far as staying motivated, It's not that I'm always motivated, it's just that I have these habits and this mindset and this personality to push forward and achieve what I want to achieve. Last meal, 5-ounce chicken, 70 grams of rice, and 5 grams of coconut oil. 7:30 p.m. finishing off the meals for the day. Last question I'm going to answer is what I do in my spare time when I'm not training, when I'm not working, and honestly, not a lot. I'm a bit of a workaholic, and work and training and clients and stuff like that takes up a lot of my time, so that's where most of my time goes. When I'm not doing that stuff, typically Carrie and I are kind of movie fans, so we'll watch a movie, take the dog for a walk, a lot of stuff that we do together. But as far as like side hobbies and stuff, like I'm not like huge into sports, so I don't really watch sports. I'm not really into gaming all that much. Like I have a little Nintendo thing that I play from time to time, but I wouldn't even call that a hobby because it's very sporadic. But yeah, some say it's a boring life, but I spend my time doing what I like to do, and that's bodybuilding, working, and being productive. So yeah, anyways guys, I'm gonna end the video here. If you guys like this Q&A style video, let me know, and if you have more questions, I'll do my best to answer them in a future video. And like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.